I went to bed last night slathered in pain cream. Um, Yesterday, I got so much accomplished. It was a really good day. Um, and, but I'm just feeling like a lot of pain. I can just tell it's going to be a tough day today. So I can have a good day and be really happy about it. But I know that my body, like my fingers and my hands and my shoulder, just everything today's going to be a slow day. Um, and possibly not that much movement because what happens is um, when I'm having a good day or whatever, like I move a lot and I basically like it's kind of like I get injured, if that makes sense, because I do so much that my body gets worn out. I don't know if that makes any sense. My eyebrow, like, I just woke up like maybe an hour ago and I've been laying here with my babies. You can't even see anything. There's Java. Hey, Java, Java. And then I got my other babies down there. I don't know if you can see them. And I'm just laying here like in so much pain trying to distract myself. I gotta get up and take care of my life, take care of myself, which I'm really excited about. Um, but yeah, oh, jeez, my shoulder fucking hurts so bad. I've been working physical therapy on it for a long time. This is an injury from like 20, what, 13 or 2014. An injury, and I've been to the doctor, I've had x-rays, and I never got help for it, so I'm fixing it myself. I mean, it's crazy. It's just like, it's literally insane how many times over the years that I've gone to doctors and like I know my shoulder's injured, like I can feel it like just hanging in there and grinding, and just like I know it's injured. I have had the x-rays, like, and it's just like you go to the doctor not for them to fix you, but for them to just like tell you like, oh, you're fine, and like whatever, it's all in your head, or yeah, it's injured, and then nothing. It's weird, the shit that I've been through. um but I finally did find a doctor. I had to work really, really hard and get a state job and get that really, really expensive health insurance to finally be seen. So I'm thankful for COVID, because COVID is the only reason I was able to get and keep my jobs. I already know that because I never, like, I applied for so many state jobs, hundreds over the years. I was very qualified, very, whatever, all that shit. And then, like, when COVID hit, and it was just harder and harder to find people that will get vaccinated, or like just whatever happened with that shit. COVID was like my in when it came to a world that I could never access before because of my disabilities and my issues, because I didn't have to work in person. I didn't have to, show up, interact with people, get triggered constantly, and then dissociate. I was able to be with just like my one trainer in person, who was like a really kind and understanding person, and then I was working from home. So of course I was able to keep the job for a long time because I could have tics. I could dissociate and have all of my disability features not affect because no one's around me. I'm by myself, you know? Um, and so anyway, so that opportunity was like the only way I actually got help because I had good health insurance and went to a doctor that actually spent time with me, got to know me, listened to me, and then actually referred me out to specialists, which never happened when I was, you know, on my disability and just on Medicare. Like, you know, the state insurance and everything. I literally had, when I went for my shoulder, this was like probably like one of the first or second times, I literally had the doctor look at me and say, you know, pay someone more than something an hour, or and you'll get more than 15 minutes and then we can talk about it, or something like that. Like literally to my face, like telling me like they're not getting paid enough for me to sit here and complain about my OCD like shoulder feeling, because I can't describe that it's excruciating, because I have a dissociative effect towards pain, that when I'm in pain, I years ago didn't even know I was actually in pain, if that makes sense. Like I didn't really have anybody to like care when I was hurting really growing up, so like I never really knew to like describe it or ask for help. So yeah, that goes really deep. Anyway, oh my god, look at Java. I wish you could see his face. It's so dark. I'm just laying here in the dark and realizing that I had a story to tell. So it's so crazy because I was on disability for 9 years. I have disabilities that I was born with. Number one, which is my ADHD, and also probably some form of autistic, you know, stuff, which is what I actually originally thought when I first started getting help. I thought I had like Asperger's, or I kind of related to a lot of that and everything. When I first, like, so back in 2014 or so, um, but I'm actually diagnosed with ADHD. And the complex PTSD from childhood, and then the complex PTSD from childhood, I actually had no fucking clue. Like no one ever told me in my entire life that I was dissociating and losing actual capabilities, like functional capabilities. And that's been happening my whole life as well. So I get to this job in the state where no one's watching me, no one has to deal with me, and I can produce paperwork, like, because I can follow a fucking stupid process of scanning for errors and whatever. But I have had no ability for social cues, hierarchies in the workplace. I can't work. I couldn't be around men. In fact, my boss once, who triggered me all the time, and I felt like it was totally on purpose, and it was, but he was trying to save his own hide too, because I am disabled. I was making a scene. I didn't even realize I was doing it. I thought I was doing everything correct. I thought everything was good. I ruined my career specifically because of my disability, and not on purpose. I took myself to the doctor, to therapy, tried medications. I tried everything to do better and keep my job, and I couldn't do it. And I got sick and I lost my partner, and now I'm where I'm at here, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm not there. But what I was going to say, I can't remember exactly. So 9:36 it was. All that to say, good morning. Happy Sunday, and I hope this story was helpful to someone in realizing that if you're not alone. I do believe I've been watching this artist, Rebecca Sherry, and also her channel, Unicorn Tarot Visions. And I just want to say, if she ever saw me, I would want to tell her that the way that she described some things made a lot of sense to me. Going through these jobs and going through these different systems, it develops our consciousness. It's consciousness developer. And the more I think about that, the more I go through my day, I realize how fucking unconscious we all actually really are. All of us are unconscious. Even when you're a conscious type of person, a spiritual type of person, even I become unconscious. I grab the pan over and over and I realize, oh my God, my finger's twisting. And I've always wondered, why are my fingers twisting? Because I've been unconsciously doing these repetitive jobs where I'm being rushed and pushed around, and I have to carry a basket and grab, a big jug of tomato sauce and a box of barbecue sauce and do this mop, and I have to do everything so fast that I'm just injuring myself in these jobs because my value, for my first job, my value was $7 an hour, right? But if you think about it, if your value is $7 an hour, or right now the highest minimum wage or whatever, 16 or some shit, $17 an hour. Okay, think about this. If your value is $16 or $17 an hour, but you're being pushed and pushed to do more and more, if you are sweating, if you are hurting, if you're being told like you should be able to get this much done in this amount of time, that's a lie. You do the work at your pace, and that is what the unconsciousness developer is. You go in and everything on the outside tells you that you should be able to do it, right? They lie to you so that while you're being unconscious, you're unconsciously continuously injuring yourself, and then eventually your soul, your spirit says, wait a minute, this isn't what I came to do with my body. I came to experience pleasure and peace and life and community and interaction. So if you're making $16 an hour, do $16 an hour worth of work. Not what you're being told should be done in 1 hour, but what you physically feel good doing in that hour. And I guarantee if every single person started doing that, these places, they get shut down. That's fine, because we don't need all this fast food. We don't even need all these grocery stores. We don't even need all the doctor's offices. Look, I'm over here doing my own fucking physical therapy for free. We don't even need all that. And then and then you go in a doctor's office or whatever, and they're making 25 or whatever an hour, the nurse, and the nurse is literally sitting there at the desk the whole time doing no physical work, yet their value of just sitting and resting in those moments is so valuable. So it's not about your physical output, physical strength, your labor, okay? 1344. What I want to say is that if your job is injuring you, slow down. If you feel any pain or discomfort, slow down. If it's not that serious. I took every job so seriously. Look, my whole finger's twisted and I can feel it pulling. It's crazy. I don't know if you're an energy reader or whatever, but like I can feel it still in my fingers. Look at my bent finger. I never even noticed that I was literally pushing myself so hard in all these jobs that I was injuring myself, and it happened again at my state job. I pushed myself so hard. I started dissociating, getting burnt out, getting sick, getting injured. My disability exasperated, and it's not going away. And the government says, because I've worked, which of course I did, I had to figure it out. Because I worked and made so much money, I can do some type of work, is what the doctor said. Some type of work. Okay, well, I've done some type of work, and I'm injured from all of it because it's not supposed to be like that. Anyway, I'm on a rampage. I just turned the camera on to explain some shit. I'm gonna post it because this is what I be doing now. I have so many memories, so much experience, so much. I'm just a human with all of these memories and experiences, and my finger is literally tingling. This finger right here is tingling like crazy. And like it really is. I just want it to be straight. Like I want hand surgery so that I can like have like nice straight fingers. Like I'm obsessive compulsive about it. I'm obsessive compulsive about everything, you know. I'm developing my consciousness. I go to sleep, I wake up all throughout the day, and I just get like shocked. Like I was watching Outer Limits last night, and if you've never seen it, go look it up and watch the first episode. It's like from the 60s, okay? And it got me thinking. The Jetsons, the Flintstones, Outer Limits, the Twilight Zone, history, it's all right now. Those shows were not predicting a future. They were simply describing an existence, an experience, and they were not thinking about what it would be like in the future. They already had the information. The Outer Limits first episode, go fucking watch it, 1655. I'm telling you. I mean, he straight up said, let me get my notes. All right, this is more than I thought was going to happen, but apparently I'm awake and I'm alive, and so we're doing it. I could turn the light on so now you can actually see the babies. I resist, okay? I resist all the time. I resist all the time. I am the resistance, motherfuckers. Okay, Outer Limits. First of all, the radio station, if anyone wants to help me, because I haven't even looked it up yet, is KX, backwards K, I think it was, VI. I think those are Roman numerals, but I know X is 10, V is 5, and I is 1, but I don't know what the K's are. Maybe they're... I have no idea. So it's a radio station, and I got to thinking about the pinky, which is a receiver. In fact, that creature, if you look like this, see, you have your antennas, and then your, look, I have no clue what I'm doing right now. Like, this isn't coming from some place of like education, okay? But this is just what my brain is telling me. My brain says these are antennae or some shit like that. And like a radio, like receiver. And then if you think about it, your pinky is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, if you're into palmistry and stuff like that. Anyway, it's all connected. It doesn't matter how you get the information. You could sit there and just meditate like a Buddhist monk, and you can get all the same information without ever reading a book or seeing YouTube, because it's all inside of us. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play with the puzzle. I mean, for me personally, I'm all about it. I mean, I'm over here playing with a major puzzle. The puzzle of living with narcissists for years, my entire life. The puzzle of my shit being discombobulated and I have to put it all together. And the excitement of when I find things that was misplaced in the mess of having toxic people in my life and big messes. And now I'm putting it all together. It's like, I don't know what it's about. It's just my thing, I guess. I just like to make messes and then clean them up, I guess. I don't know. But back to Outer Limits. I love black and white TV shows. I love Frankenstein, all of that kind of stuff. I mean, the answers are in there. It's so cool. But the light being that he transmitted by stealing energy from the radio station to create enough of an energy pull to bring the light being was waves. It was all these waves, right? Microwaves, audio waves, light waves. And I was literally just talking about this. I've never heard of outer limits. I was talking about this. And then, like yesterday or the day before or whatever, I didn't date that, no. I was going to watch some Twilight Zone, and then right under it suggested Outer Limits, and I was like, that's cool. And the intro is like, do not adjust your television. We will control everything that you see and hear for the duration of the show. Like, it's so good. Like, it's so good. It takes you on a journey. Come on. But the light being said, electricity is infinity. Because the human asked the light being, do you have death? And the light being was like, describe it. And he described it as, well, you stop. You just stop. You just stop and you don't know anymore. You know, you don't move anymore. It's done. And then the being says, no, because you are on the carbon cycle on Earth. And we are in the nitrogen cycle where we are at. And I haven't looked up the nitrogen cycle completely, but I did look up nitrogen in my Anagraphica human dimension body book. It's like a science book about like all the blood vessels in the brain and all. The urinary system is related to this, in my opinion, because it's where nitrogen, I don't have it all, but anyway, so this is like, we are a solar system. We are a system. We are a nervous system. We are a brain. And then we are in the solar system. And we are a cell. And we are all of that. But yeah, so basically we're in the carbon cycle. And there's a nitrogen cycle. And electricity is forever driving us. So Jesus, God, whoever your God is from your religion, your culture, however, the power that breathes life and gives us energy, purpose, connection, understanding, evolution, and all that. Doesn't matter what it's called. It's all the same one because, you know, come on, let's get real. Okay, it doesn't matter the name. Okay. Jesus wasn't named Jesus when Jesus was what Jesus was. Okay, so please stop saying there is only one name. Jesus simply means God saves. So you can just replace every time you say Jesus with the words God saves, and then you recognize that all you're saying is that higher force that gives you light from the sun and electricity and magnetism from the moon and salt from the ocean, and all this mixes up and creates all this life here on this earth. That thing, whatever you name it, saves you because it's part of its nature, just like everything else on earth. Anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole, and I'm going 23:16 to 3:16. 3:16 in the Bible. Anyway, okay, I gotta stop this transmission. Go watch Outer Limits and have a beautiful day.